Thank you for joining me here this evening. This time is currently 3:49 p.m. Central. I guess it's kind of afternoon, not evening, but anyway, you have a live look at a damaging storm here, producing large hail up to tennis ball size, now up to $half size as soon as I started the live stream. But if we take it about 10 frames back, we can see this thing was absolutely chucking out gigantic hail, alright? We had some definitely tennis ball sized hail hidden in there off to the north of Highway 212, and again, it still could be producing up to $half sized hail and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, okay? This is off to the south of Chance, Nebraska. So if you are in this area, make sure that you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately. Sorry, South Dakota, not Nebraska. I am all over the place this afternoon. We did have a confirmed tornado while I was not live. This was on the ground for about 10 minutes. It was a large stovepipe tornado, and it was to the south of Woodworth, North Dakota here. If we take a look at it, we can definitely see there was a pretty strong velocity couplet there for a little bit over the Mud Lake area. And if we take a look at the correlation coefficient, we do not have any debris signature associated with that, but we definitely did have quite a bit of contamination in the area, so it was kind of hard to tell anyway. So anyway, right now we have several ongoing severe thunderstorm warnings. We have a tornado watch in effect for portions of Texas and Oklahoma here. This is for areas like Amarillo, Lubbock, all the way up towards Guymon, Pampa, Hereford. The main threats with this include damaging winds up to 80 miles per hour and large hail potentially up to baseball size, but an isolated tornado or two cannot be ruled out in this area. So once again, we are covering live severe weather today. The main threat's actually going to be up here in portions of Nebraska, South Dakota, Kansas, and Colorado, as we have an enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms in place for areas like Kearney, O'Neill, Broken Bow, North Platte, McCook, all the way down towards Goodland. So if you're in this area today, you need to be on high alert. Make sure that you have a tornado action plan in place, know what the forecast is for your area, and have multiple ways to receive severe weather alerts on hand, as we already have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for a good chunk of that enhanced risk, and it's a pretty high-end one as well. Alright, you can see the overall severe hazard risk in this area is over 95%, alright? Now, we have a low chance of seeing tornadoes in this, a low chance of seeing strong tornadoes in this, a high chance of seeing damaging winds in this, and a moderate chance of seeing destructive winds in this. We have a moderate chance of seeing large hail in this, and a moderate chance of seeing very large hail in this, okay? So again, that includes areas like Broken Bow, O'Neill, North Platte, McCook, Goodland, all the way out towards Scottsbluff, Nebraska. So again, if you're in this area, make sure that you are prepared to take shelter if necessary. We do currently have a few severe storms down still in the Red River Valley like we did last stream. Right now, this is a live look from German, Texas, as this severe thunderstorm sweeps through. You can definitely see all that heavy rainfall coming in. You can see it's very windy out. All right, this is definitely a pretty intense storm. If you are in German, Texas, make sure that you are moving indoors immediately, as this severe thunderstorm is capable of producing hail up to quarter size and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. So we'll go ahead and have that in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen there at all times, as again, the severe thunderstorm is currently rolling right through there near Markley, German, around the Serenity Ranch area over Highway 281 very soon. So again, there's a live look at that in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. And we do have some storm chasers out there today, okay? We got storm chaser Brandon Kopic. He's back out. If you don't know, he recently had a child, but he is back out chasing again. We've got Willard Sharp out there, as well as Corey Gherkin, Vince Welty. We got the whole squad out there today, as again, we are expecting a pretty intense day of severe weather across portions of the Central Plains here today, but really across the entirety of the Great Plains. But again, the main area of concentration is going to be for areas like South Dakota, Nebraska, Colorado, and Kansas here, as we do have an enhanced risk of severe weather in effect. Now, our tornado watch here in Texas and Oklahoma, okay, you can see we don't really have anything going on in that area quite yet, but you will notice we do have this little shower convecting here off to the west of Channing. Now, this has really popped off pretty quickly. Now we have a new tornado warning, by the way. This is a tornado warning in effect now for Cheyenne County, Nebraska. So this does include Gurley and Huntsman. If you're in this area, seek shelter immediately. Storm chaser Vince Welty is currently on that storm there. Right along Highway 385. Whoa, that lightning. It looks like he just got the alert on his phone. He's looking down at his phone. So again, tornado warning
Big
now.
Big wall cloud happening. Big wall cloud happening.
He says big wall cloud, yeah. You can obviously see it there.
Just north of Sydney. We just went tornado warning issued.
So, again, this is a live look at that tornado warning storm now. Very ominous. Again, this is near Gurley and Huntsman. So if you're in this area, seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a building away from windows. That is a Very impressive velocity couple there. This could drop a tornado at literally any minute. So if you're in this area, you got to seek shelter right now. Again, we've already had one confirmed tornado today in North Dakota. And now we could be seeing one in Nebraska about to develop. Get off to the north of Sydney. Very dangerous situation. If you're in this area, you got to seek shelter now. In addition to a possible tornado, this storm will also be producing hail, potentially up to tennis ball size here, as it approaches downtown Gurley and Huntsman. Flying debris will be dangerous. Those caught without shelter, mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. Again, this is a tornado warning now. But anyway, as I was saying, in our tornado watch box, we do have a little shower that is starting to convect off to the northwest of Channing. Now, it doesn't look like anything too impressive at the moment, but you can see how quickly it convected, alright? Around 20 to 25 minutes ago. This was nothing, not even a little sprinkle. And now we've already got ourselves a fully fledged shower here capable of producing some, decent drizzling rain in some spots. So the fact that these are convecting this quickly is going to be a bad sign for people down the road from cells like this. Again, this is really the only one right now that I'd be watching. It's going to cross over the intersection of Highway 385 and Highway 87 soon. It's going to head towards the Dumas area, Cactus, Sunray. These are some of the areas that we could be talking about for a potential severe weather threat. Now, again, I know this is just a little itty-bitty rain shower, Davis. What are you talking about? Again, this environment is so explosive for potential supercells. So just a little rain shower like this, we're going to have to watch out for down the line. So again, all you guys out here in the western portion of the Texas Panhandle, y'all watch out. We do have a wind damage report as of 2 hours ago. Train spotters report large tree limbs blown down near Lakeside City, Texas. That's in Wichita County. Let's go back to our tornado warning storm in southwestern Nebraska. Really in west central Nebraska. Again, this is near Gurley. Technically, it's the Panhandle. Again, this is rotating pretty impressively here. So if you're in this area, you need to seek shelter immediately. Again, we're going to have our main focus be on this. Again, in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen, you have a live look at a severe thunderstorm impacting areas like German, Texas. So, we did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning. That's for Logan and Weld counties, Colorado. It's going to be in effect for the next 48 minutes there. So, again, we're going to be watching this storm very closely here over the next several minutes as it is currently tornado warned. If we look higher up into the atmosphere, actually, I'm looking on radar scope right now on my iPad. It's actually looking pretty impressive here. Wait, no, that's the same. Well, it's actually looking lower into the atmosphere there. But on radar scope, I'm looking at tilt 4. So, we have another new severe thunderstorm warning now. That's going to be in effect for portions of Jack County, Texas. Move indoors immediately. I mean, on the tilt 3, you can definitely tell. Let me actually just go ahead and bring this up on your guys' screen. Remember, this is super high in the atmosphere that we are looking here at this, but you can tell this is a very impressive area of rotation here currently off to the west of Gurley. So again, if you're in this area, you need to seek shelter immediately. If we kind of play this back, we can kind of see it actually heading south, so it's actually going to be heading closer to, what's the little town down here called? It's like, was it Huntsworth? It was something like that. I can't, where did it go? I don't remember where it's at, but it's like Huntsworth, I think it was. So, yeah, again, there's your area of rotation there. Again, this is on radar scope. I've been converted to the dark side. I've been using radar scope a lot more recently. I still think Radar Omega is better, but Radar Scope is not. It's not half bad. It's better than I gave it credit for it anyway. It's, in my opinion, it's better in some situations than Raider Omega is. I'm just going to come out and say it. Let's go look at how our rain shower's convecting up here. Again, not super impressive at the minute, but again, it's not going to take long whenever this gets closer to areas like Dumas to convect just explosively here. So we got to watch it. Again, that's literally the only little sprinkle we've had in this tornado watch since it's been issued. So I'm watching it closely. For sure. So anyway, back up to our tornado warning storm here in Gurley. Again, this is a tornado warning for Huntsman, not Huntsworth. This is a tornado warning for downtown Gurley and Huntsman. Areas along Highway 385 and the Panhandle of Nebraska need to seek shelter immediately here. Again, there we go. Very tight and confined velocity couplet heading for Huntsman. This is going to be coming very close to Huntsman. Dangerously close to Huntsman, I would say. And again, it's pretty impressive rotation-wise at the minute. It's no confirmation of that tornado. But even if there is a tornado, we're probably not going to see anything on the correlation coefficient because we're looking so high into the atmosphere here because of our distance from the radar site. We're looking tens of thousands of feet up into the atmosphere here. So, again, I'm mainly concerned about areas like Gurley and Huntsman right now in Nebraska. If you're in this area, you need to seek shelter immediately. Huntsman is a very small town. It's probably an unincorporated community there, but Gurley is an actual little itty-bitty town out here. It's got 1st through 5th streets, so it's a decent-sized town here. But luckily, I think this is going to go closer to Huntsman with its area of rotation than it is Gurley. But again, Gurley, you need to be in your safe place anyway. So, we did get a new severe thunderstorm warning now. That's for portions of Stutzman County, North Dakota here. It's an extension for our storm near Cleveland. So if you're in this area, make sure that you are moving indoors immediately. That's for the threat of quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. We have another severe thunderstorm warning for Sheridan County, Nebraska here. This is for a storm that was previously special weather statement warning, but it does now have a severe thunderstorm warning for areas along Highway 250 and Highway 27 off to the northwest of Hyannis. This is a very rural area. It's near Bud Ranch, Hen Ranch, Sandoz Ranch, Pine Creek Ranch. It just went through Hayes Springs. Or it just went to the south of Hayes Springs, rather. That's where it's at right now. So, let's go back down to our tornado warning storm here in Nebraska. Again, if you're just now tuning in, we are covering live severe weather. We have an ongoing tornado warning for the town of Gurley, Nebraska. So, if we kind of talk about the population of this area here, so Gurley is a village in Cheyenne County, Nebraska. It only has about 214 people as of the 2010 census, and as of the 2020 census, it only has about 187 people. So it really is just an itty-bitty village out here. It's not... I'm not doing anything. No. The storm is doing stuff, but it's not in a populated area, luckily. There we go, Davis. So, let's check up on our little rain shower in Texas that we're watching again for it to have further convection associated with it. See, there we go. Now we're starting to get some of those higher DBZ values. There's our convection popping off. So again, I'd be watching for this to start producing some lightning and heavy rain over the next couple of minutes, and then over the next, hour or so, again, we're going to have to watch this as it tries to become severe, as it heads towards areas like Channing, Dalhart, Dumas, Cactus, and Exum. That's kind of the general area that it's heading for. That's a wide area there, I know, but it's going to go somewhere in that general region. It's too early to say exactly where, though, because it has time to change its direction path. Or its path direction, rather. This is a live look at our tornado warning storm in Nebraska, by the way, guys.
We'll keep going east for a little ways.
Very impressive wall cloud there. We gotta watch that. The sky is green because of all that massive hail. So you've got tennis ball size hail with this storm as well. Or possibly up to tennis ball size hail associated with this storm, I should say. It's not confirmed. We did actually have a lightning strike today that resulted in a power outage in Florida here. And with that newest reflectivity scan, again, that rain shower there, you can see it's getting larger and it's trying to convect more. Again, it's not doing anything at the exact moment, but given that it's in such a discrete environment, this is an incredibly atmospherically fueled environment. I think it's definitely at the very least going to turn into a decently strength thunderstorm as it heads up towards Hartley and Dalhart as well as Channing. Now that it's kind of going further to the straight north rather than northeast. Well, I mean it's heading northeast rather than due east, rather. I said rather twice in the same sentence. That's great. This tornado warning storm in Nebraska, the tornado warning does not include Sydney. I repeat, it does not include Sydney, but Sydney, areas to the northeast of Sydney are included in this. Again, areas along Highway 385 here, Road 115, areas on the just the far northeastern outskirts of Sydney are included in this. But again, the downtown area of Sydney is fine, but keep in mind this storm is incredibly close to you. You are still in a severe thunderstorm watch, but the reason I'm talking about this is because Sydney is so close to this warning polygon that some people's phones may have gone off alerting them about this storm. I just, I want to get it out there. You guys are not in this warning. So stay aware, but you don't need to take shelter yet. But prepare to do so. You need to, tune into your local news station. I'm sure they're covering this, and make sure that you know what's going on with this storm if you are in Sydney. It's vitally important because if it changes paths and heads a little bit further due south rather than southeast, we could have a real problem on our hands. And it looks like it could do that, so we'll watch it here. Sydney is a little bit more populated than some of our other spots here. That's why I'm mentioning so much about Sydney. Sydney, Nebraska's population is about 6,500 here, it looks like. So, again, it's a bigger town out here. Wouldn't call it a city, but bigger town out there in the Nebraska Panhandle relative to the other spots, we've been talking about. So again, our rain showers continuing to try to convect here. In Texas. So again, our storm is rotating here near Gurley and Huntsman in the Panhandle of Nebraska. If you're in either of those towns, you need to seek shelter immediately. This is for portions of central Cheyenne County in the Nebraska Panhandle here. And again, the storm's heading to the southeast Kind of just to talk about some of the areas that could be in the path of this tornado warning later on. If the polygon stays exactly the same shape, if it does that, then areas like Lodgepole can expect to be in a tornado warning in around about an hour. But I'm going to say this right now, I don't think that's going to happen because this storm looks a little bit more messy and unorganized to me at this point. And the wall cloud feature, I've been watching Vince Welty's stream on my iPad.
Try to use,
it's a little less impressive.
It's faster, it's easy.
You may look at that if you're not familiar with, cloud shapes. You may look at that and say, oh, that's lowering, isn't it? That's actually just nasty scud clouds.
Yeah, that feature.
Still a beautiful wall cloud, though.
That's the feature that's kind of... There was like a wall cloud feature there, but now it's just kind of detached and ragged looking.
So back out here to our little shower again. I mean, every scan, you guys, it's convecting more and more. It's doing it slowly but surely here. Again, this is going to turn into, at the very least, a weak little thunderstorm out here. So we'll watch it as it heads northeast towards areas like Channing and Hartley here. Other areas along Highway 87 as well, and Highway 54 in Texas. Our storm is now past German, the one down in Texas. That's currently the one that's centered around portions of Jack County. Whoops, sorry. Near Highway 281 here. Again, this is coming right into Jacksboro. So if you're in Jacksboro, make sure that you're moving indoors immediately. This storm could be producing up to quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds, and it actually looks like we just lost our German Texas cam. Nope, we didn't. It's alright, though, because the storm is past there now anyway. We do have some storms currently impacting the north side of the DFW Metroplex. Areas like Gainesville, Denton, Sherman. You guys are getting some strong to severe storms right now. But right now in Texas, we're not really watching too much. Again, except for that itty-bitty rain shower as it continues across areas of this tornado watch. Remember, tornado watch means conditions are favorable for tornadoes and severe thunderstorms in and close to the watch area. Persons in these areas should be on the lookout for threatening weather conditions and listen for later weather statements and possible warnings. So, in some watches, they use the words, be aware of rapidly changing weather conditions. This is what they're talking about. Itty-bitty showers like this can convect so fast in this kind of environment, so be prepared for that to change quickly, And if it's sunny out, that doesn't mean you're in the clear. That's actually a bad thing, because that adds to the instability in your area. So don't think that just because it's sunny, it's not going to storm. I know it's a common, mistake that people make whenever they don't know too much about weather. That is a beautiful storm, dude. Near Gurley. So, again, that's what we're talking about right now. Let me go and look at the SBC website and see if I have any new information for you guys. As of 11 minutes ago, we did actually get a new mesoscale discussion for parts of South Dakota and Minnesota. I saw this, but I didn't bring it up because it's only a 60% chance of a severe thunderstorm watch being issued between now and 6 p.m. Central. Increasing severe risk over the past couple of hours will likely require weather watch issuance. Again, though, it's just going to be a severe thunderstorm watch. It will not be a tornado watch. For portions of eastern South Dakota and southwestern Minnesota. Again, between now and 6 p.m., we'll see if they issue that. And we do have a new severe thunderstorm watch as of 13 minutes ago. We've just been getting so many severe thunderstorm watches. Within the past hour, we've had 4 different new watches get issued. But yeah, we got all these red boxes are your severe thunderstorm watches, and most of them are brand new. So I'm not even going to mention the new ones because you can just see them right now. So again, if you're just now joining us, we do have a tornado warning to the north of Sidney, Nebraska. This is for areas like Gurley and Huntsman. This is a rotating supercell capable of producing a tornado, and now we have another tornado warning. This is for portions of South Dakota here, everybody. Near Faith. Whoa. Wow. This is a very dangerous storm. This is near Faith, South Dakota. You need to take cover immediately. This storm is very concerning, and it's only in our general thunderstorm risk. Jeez Louise. That came out of nowhere, dude. Wow. So if you're in this area, you need to take shelter immediately. In addition to a possible tornado, lime-sized hail could also be occurring with this storm here. Yeah, update the stream title here. Using 99 out of my 100 title characters. Wow. So again, very impressive velocity couplet right now over Highway 212. And again, that hook echo is very strong there near Faith. Holy crap. Again, if you're in this area, you need to take cover immediately. We are talking about very high gate-to-gate shear with this storm of about 115 miles per hour here as this heads towards Faith, South Dakota. And guys, Faith is not an itty-bitty village like Gurley is. Faith is a real town out here in South Dakota. The population's only about 367. Okay, so it is actually an itty-bitty village. It's not as big as I thought it was, but... Again, Faith, areas along Highway 73. Luckily, this is a pretty rural area out here in western South Dakota. Again, we were not expecting supercells to develop this far west today. But here you go. Very, very defined hook echo, along with that insanely impressive velocity couplet. I mean, that was unexpected, to say the least. Whenever that tornado warning got issued, I saw it was in South Dakota, and I did not expect it to be like this. So again, that just went right over Highway 212. If we do have a tornado with this storm, it just crossed over the highway. There's no confirmation of this yet, but it would not surprise me. So again, if you're out here, you need to take cover immediately. No confirmation of this tornado yet, though, but I mean, that is... If this isn't already producing a tornado, this is as close as you get to a tornado without actually having one. Look at the inflow there. With that hook echo, man, that is crazy. Holy crap. So again, very strong storm here. Again, if you're in this area, you need to seek shelter immediately. It really looks like, I played it back a few scans, and it really looks like this came out of nowhere, honestly. Like, there was nothing, and then around here, you could kind of start to see some sort of weak broad rotation develop, and then it was here that it really got intense. And then this is around where the tornado warning got issued, and then this is where we are now, as it continues here. It's a rough situation for all the people in this area. Man. So again, this is your inflow here where you can see the area poking into the storm where we have no rain. This is your hook echo here that develops because of that. And your tornado will be right in that hook echo area there. And just to the south of Highway 212. Now, if you're traveling along Highway 212 or Highway 73, you get off and seek shelter immediately. Same thing for if you're in Faith. This is a big one. It's a nasty storm. Again, no confirmation that this is on the ground yet, though. But man, that's an impressive supercell. Very photogenic storm there. Whew. So again, if you're in this area, you need to seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a building and away from windows, as this storm is very dangerous here to all the people in this warning. Again, that is the most impressive supercell we've seen all day. That's 30. And now it looks like it's trying to become rain-wrapped, even. Again, if we'd have a tornado on the ground here, it could be rain-wrapped now. And now it's observed. Alright, this is a confirmed tornado. This is a law enforcement confirmed tornado. And this is probably a very strong one as well. So, everybody, listen up. This is an emergency alert. We have a possibly strong tornado on the ground in South Dakota. This is near the town of Faith along Highway 212. If you're in this area, you need to run to your tornado safe spot. Very strong storm here again, actively producing a tornado. So if you're in this area, you gotta seek shelter. Again, this is the most dangerous storm we've seen all day, the strongest tornado we've seen all day. This may even go PDS. I honestly have no idea. Alright, looks way less impressive with that newest scan, though. But again, you gotta continue to stay in your safe spot. Because again, this is a confirmed tornado now by law enforcement. Oh, crap. So that actually was just a glitch radar scan. This is still very impressive here. I was not expecting to see this far west in South Dakota today. Jeez Louise, dude. I mean, this is just such a photogenic tornado, most likely. Or at least it would have been before this became an HB supercell. And now we have a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect for North Texas here. This is in the DFW Metroplex down for areas like Denton, Flower Mound. We kind of talked about you guys earlier. This is a very dangerous storm. If you're in this area, make sure that you are moving indoors immediately. 4:20 p.m. Central Daylight Time, the leading edge of outflow associated with a cluster of severe thunderstorms is located along a line extending from near Collinsville to near Ray Roberts Park, Isle de Bois to Crum, to near Crum, moving south at 25 miles per hour. So again, make sure you are getting, at the very least, indoors there, preferably away from windows. And wow, we have not looked at our little rain shower in a while. It's not a little rain shower anymore, guys. As I said, this is such an explosive environment. This is a fully fledged storm here now. And again, it's going to try to become severe as it heads up towards areas like Channing and areas along Highway 87. Yeah, I saw the flashlight emergency yesterday. There was also a severe warning for 100 miles per hour winds, but unfortunately I couldn't go live during that time. I was out of the house. Okay, I thought that was our tornado, and I was like, it's already downgraded, but no. Wow. So again, if you're just not tuning in, very dangerous storm here. Possibly still producing a strong tornado here near Faith, South Dakota. If you're in this area, you got to seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a building, interior room, and away from windows. If you're in a mobile home, you got to evacuate. Incredibly dangerous situation if you're in a mobile home here. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed if they get hit by this tornado. That's a guarantee. I mean, it really caught me off guard whenever I saw this storm here, even before it was actively producing a tornado. As soon as I saw that velocity couplet, I mean, it clicked in my head that, this is going to produce a big-time tornado. And here we have it, again, near Faith. Again, not PDS, but it is a tornado warning still, a confirmed tornado warning. Law enforcement has reported this tornado to be on the ground. And this has just been condensed. So, as of 1 minute ago, this tornado is still on the ground, according to law enforcement. Again, if you're in this area, it's vitally important that you take shelter immediately, as this storm is not playing around. Now, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Cheyenne County, Nebraska. It's a considerable one. It's for tennis ball-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. That's an extension for our storm that is tornado warned. So, lodgepole, we talked about, you guys. At this point, you need to get indoors into an interior room and as far away from windows as physically possible, as that storm is a big one. It's producing, once again, up to tennis bowl-sized hail and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. And again, it got very close to producing a tornado as well. So, if you're in that area, again, make sure that you're moving indoors and away from windows into an interior room. I think they're going to let the tornado warning go off of that one. I doubt they're going to extend it because this severe thunderstorm warning, they didn't even put the tornado possible tag on it. But continue to stay in your safe spot until, okay, so they did just remove it. So, this is an all clear for Cheyenne County. However, again, southeastern Cheyenne County, you should continue to stay indoors and away from windows as this storm is producing very large hail up to tennis bowl sized and 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds potentially. Look at that hail core extending all the way from Gurley to Huntsman. We have a maxed out vertically integrated liquid signature, which I know all those words can be confusing, but basically what that means is a huge time hail. So again, back up here to our tornado. This warning no longer includes Faith, so if you're in Faith, you're good. But it still includes areas like Durkee Lake. This storm's going to be near Durkee Lake in like 3 minutes. So if you're, near Durkee Lake, get to shelter immediately. Again, this storm has previously produced a tornado, and it could still be producing one as it heads towards Durkee Lake. I was hoping I could find out. I don't see where Durkee Lake's at. It may not be on Radar Omega, but so again, if you're just now joining us, I know we have a bunch of viewers just now tuning in. We have an active tornado on the ground near Faith, South Dakota. If you're included in this tornado warning, you need to seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of a building and away from windows in an interior room, as this is, once again, a ongoing tornado, more than likely, as law enforcement reported this tornado to still be on the ground as of 4 minutes ago. And again, it'll be near Durkee Lake in like 2 minutes, so if you're in Durkee Lake, you gotta run to a safe spot. It's gonna cross over Avance Road here, as well as 169th Street. It's gonna go near that area. It may not go directly over 169th Street, but it's going to go close. It's probably going to go just off to the north of it, though. It's going to cross over 37C-1, which, once again, is Avance Road. And eventually, if it stays on the ground or continues to rotate or whatever, it's going to be approaching Highway 73 to the south of Faith. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning now for Cherry County, Nebraska. That's for the threat of golf ball-sized hail and damaging winds up to 60. So if you're in this area, make sure that you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately. We need to go back to our South Dakota storm. Again, for a little bit, it looked like this was actually a very strong tornado. I mean, we were talking about very high gate-to-gate shear values, guys. Like, super high. I mean, let's see here. It was looking at, like, 58 against 51, which would be about 110 mile per hour. I know at one point it got up to, like, 115. I think it was around here. Yeah. So 116.33 if you want to get exact. 116 mile per hour gate-to-gate shear. So, let's actually check. Did it hit any structures up here? Were there any structures for it to hit? I don't know, but I will say again, it crossed right over Highway 212, so hopefully everybody saw this coming. Hopefully everybody got the warning and took action. And they didn't just keep driving. Again, 116 mile gate-to-gate shear max. 116 mile per hour, I should say. Which would be, if it were to have hit a structure and a structure were to have received 116 mile per hour wind damage, that would be EF2 intensity. So again, what in the world? Well, I got an alert for some area in South Dakota. Like, I got an alert on my mobile device that there's a severe thunderstorm watch now in South Dakota. Not sure why. I'm not from New Lawrence, South Dakota. So, let's fix that. What in the world? St. Lawrence, South Dakota. Okay. Well, I guess we have a new severe thunderstorm watch. That's good to know, I guess. That's actually pretty sweet. Let's see here. See if it's popped up on NOAA yet. It is not. You know what? That app though, it's called Storm Shield. It's really good. I mean, it gives you an alert of a new watch or warning that's been issued like 5 minutes before it pops up on the National Weather Service's website. So, I mean, I highly recommend Storm Shield. It's free and it gives you weather alerts. You can also know if there's like lightning that's been near your location or something, so you can know if a storm's coming in. It's really sweet. But I think the new watch is for areas of southeastern or eastern South Dakota and southwest Minnesota. Like we talked about, one might be issued for that area earlier. I think they've gone ahead and issued it. Again, I have not seen it anywhere else though yet, other than that alert there. But they come in so early sometimes. It's like, is that really a new alert? But there we go. 1 minute ago, the Storm Prediction Center has issued a severe thunderstorm watch for portions of South Dakota and Minnesota. This includes areas like Pierre, Winter, Huron, Mitchell, Watertown, Brookings, Redwood Falls, Wilmer, and Morris. A couple tornadoes possible, scattered hail up to tennis ball size likely, and scattered gusts up to 70 miles per hour likely. Again, that's going to be in effect until midnight. That's a new severe thunderstorm watch. Very long-lasting one as well. And now it's confirmed that our storm, by the way, that is actively producing a tornado, it looks like still, that it has produced tennis ball-sized hail as of 22 minutes ago. But that was too long ago for them to upgrade this morning, I think. Most likely. They don't usually do it unless it's a very recent report. It looks like this tornado is lifted, though, if I had to guess. Again, continue to stay in your safe spot. Let's check up on our storm in Texas. Again, I mean, we mentioned this, 30 minutes ago. And if you look at it now, you can see it's a fully fledged storm. We mentioned this, guys, whenever it was a little sprinkle. And, we were talking about how that's going to convect so quickly in this environment. And there we go. Now it even has a special weather statement associated with it. So this storm is now producing 50-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized hail. Whenever, half an hour ago, it was just a little sprinkle. So very dangerous storm here near Channing here. This storm may intensify, so be certain to monitor local radio stations and available television stations for additional information and possible warnings from the National Weather Service. Again, that environment is so explosive right now. I mean, this honestly, I'm going to make another bold prediction. I mean, my one that I made earlier worked out, so I'm going to make another bold prediction and say that within the next 20 minutes, this is going to receive a severe thunderstorm warning for areas along Highway 87, areas off to the west of Dumas, areas like Hartley. That's my prediction. Again, very bold guess there, but it's a very real possibility. I think it might be off to the east of Hartley, but it may include Hartley. I'm not sure. I mean, this is way pre-guessing, and now we have a couple more little discrete showers here. And again, guys, these are going to do the exact same thing. There's no reason that these can't do the exact same thing. In fact, these have an even better chance to do that, as these may merge. And if that happens, we could see a very strong storm develop out of that. So we got to watch that there, as those are semi-discrete little showers there. So, back over here to our storm near Faith. I mean, it's rotating at this point, but again, I highly doubt it's actively producing a tornado, but treat it like it is. Continue to stay in your safe spot. Again, as of 12 minutes ago, this was still producing a tornado, according to law enforcement, which is a reliable source. Obviously, so we'll have to watch it there. Again, it kind of shocked me how quickly that popped off and how, I mean, it wasn't necessarily a super duper strong tornado or anything, but it looks like it was moderately strength for a little bit as it crossed over Highway 212 for sure. Luckily, there were no buildings out there, so while this may not get a super high, rating from on, the EF scale, it was definitely a decently strength tornado. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning, by the way, for 65-mile-per-hour damaging winds and nickel-sized hail for portions of Wise County and northern Parker County in north-central Texas here. This includes areas like Bridgeport, Decatur, Springtown. So if you're in this area, make sure that you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately. 65-mile-per-hour winds here. It's definitely a very strong storm. It even looks like it's trying to take a very small bow echo shape here. So I would not be shocked if it were to be producing damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour. So again, if you're in this area, you need to make sure that you are moving indoors and away from windows immediately, preferably in an interior room. Let's see, our storm near Faith, again, it's continuing to rotate a little bit, but not as impressive, not nearly as impressive as it was, obviously. I'm going to kind of look at the history of our tornado that went through Faith. Well, no, it didn't go through Faith. Sorry, I went near Faith. I'm going to kind of bring it up on radar scope here because I want to look at tilt 2 or tilt 4 velocities, tilt 3, whatever. Yeah, actually, I'm probably going to have to do it with Radar Omega because I need to look back further scans. So we're going to kind of look at this here, but we can only look at tilt 2 with Radar Omega, but that's fine. I want to see just how strong this tornado could have possibly really gotten. That is just ridiculous, dude. Again, it's whenever it was at its strongest, it was right along Highway 212. Again, possibly a strong tornado that crossed over Highway 212. I sincerely hope nobody was traveling there. Looks like there were some homes in the vicinity of this tornado. They may have just barely missed it, but I'm sure there's still going to be at least a little bit of damage out there, as they were, a few hundred yards away from this tornado if they weren't inside of it. So hopefully they're okay. The gate-to-gate shear with this storm at its max would have been about 125 miles per hour, which again is EF2 intensity if that were to get an official, 125 mile per hour damage indicator. No, there's no wedge tornado. There's not even a tornado on the ground. Yeah, if I had to guess, I'd say it was probably a cone shape tornado. Maybe a rope, but it would be pretty strong for a rope. But ropes can be strong sometimes. Any size of tornado can still have intense winds, but it's more likely for the, super strong ones to be cones and wedges and, stuff like that. Funnily enough, well, I guess it's not that funny, but interestingly enough, our tornado in North Dakota today was a stovepipe tornado, which is a pretty rare type of tornado. Now, stovepipes do happen every now and then, as you can see by this, but I just think it's kind of cool. If anybody got a video out of that, I would love to see that. Again, there's your very defined area of inflow. The tornado was actually likely back here, but the person that saw it was standing out here. But they were looking over to this direction and saw it over the mud lake. It may have technically been a water spout when they saw it if it was over a lake, but it would have been a tornadic water spout. Even if this storm is not still actively producing a tornado, that hail is ridiculous. Yeah, it's like 71 dBZs. Yep, we know Lubbock has a tornado watch. Or 70 dBZs, not 71. But, you know what, if we look at tilt 2, I bet there's 71. Let's look at tilt 4, let's be ridiculous. Nope, still just 70. Tilt 3. Still just 70. Tilt 2. Okay. Yeah, about 72. Once you get, past tilt 2, it's usually a little unreliable. Sometimes, in some situations, you can go to tilt 3 and be, have really good information. But tilt 4 is where it usually always breaks apart. I've never seen a good look on a storm with tilt 4 before. Never. Again, next we got to watch these little sprinkles. I know it's taking them a while, but remember, it took our storm a while up here, too, to develop. And now it's a pretty strong storm near Channing. To the northwest of Channing, actually. It's not going to go through downtown Channing, but it's going to go towards areas to the northwest of that. Right there. And now we have a severe thunderstorm warning in Nebraska for golf ball size hail and 60 mile per hour winds. Very large hail core there. It's a considerable severe thunderstorm warning. This storm previously produced ping pong ball sized hail, but that was about 36 minutes ago. So they can't confirm that anymore, that this is still producing that. But honestly, it looks more impressive now than it was whenever it produced that. So we'll see. I don't know, maybe not, but it's similar intensity at least. Okay, so our storm is officially now down to a radar-indicated tornado near Faith, so continue to stay in your safe spot to the south of Faith along Highway 73, but again, there's no longer any way to confirm that this is still actively producing a tornado, but it could be. So as a precautionary measure, make sure to stay in your safe spot, take shelter. It's also still only producing lime-sized hail according to this, but I wouldn't be surprised if we got some more tennis ball-sized hail like we did when we were back closer to the Usta area. Actually, it was 17 miles to the southwest of Usta, but that was the closest town to it, so very rural area once again in South Dakota that's getting hit by that, luckily. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning, lime-sized hail and 60 mile per hour winds south of Fort Stockton. It's an extension. We have another new severe thunderstorm warning as well. For parts of Colorado that includes Sterling for quarter-sized hail and 60 mile per hour winds. Make sure that you're moving indoors immediately in Sterling. And our storm here near Faith is continuing to be very impressive. I mean, if this, if I saw this, and this is the first thing I saw, I'd still, point out how there's definitely some rotation there. So, we'll see what it does here over the next several minutes. But again, it's looking like our stream's probably going to come to an end very soon here, as that's our only ongoing tornado warning, and that's in a weakening trend. So, unless a new one gets issued, we're probably going to be done here within the next few minutes, and I don't see any storms that are, immediately having the chance to produce a tornado at least. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning, though. And another one. One of them is in North Dakota, one's in Nebraska. The one in Nebraska is for Chappell, Lime-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Make sure to move indoors and away from windows immediately. The other one is for Devil's Lake, North Dakota. Quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Make sure to move indoors. Good to hear from you once again, loud and clear. I'm learning a lot from your informing weather knowledge. Thank you. I'm still learning a lot myself about how this all works. I only got into this, a year ago or so. Would have been about 15 months ago at this point. 14 months ago, actually. And I didn't start doing it until YouTube until like 11 months ago. Probably close to a year at this point. I remember starting in the summer of last year. Or was it the spring? It was summer because it was in early July. You know what? I think my first weather video was July 6th. It was either 5th or 6th. I think it was July 5th. Let's see if I remember that. If I remember that, that's insane because I have not looked back on that video. Again, I have a weird memory. Let me find it quickly. It was! How did I remember that? It was on July 5th. It has 82 views and 7 likes and 1 dislike. Will I stream later? Yes. Yes, I will be live later. Once more. For more severe weather coverage. So, I think we're going to end off the stream here. I want to thank you all for tuning in. This has been tornado coverage for Faith, South Dakota, as well as Gurley, Nebraska, with tornado warning coverage for Gurley, Nebraska, on June 2nd, 2024. Nice little smiley face there. That was pretty horrendous, actually. How do you donate? I don't have a donation thing set up. No way. But yeah, again, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time.